Hello and welcome to Global Goats. My name is Edvin. I'm a player in Sweden. I am from Sweden, and I play non-metamorphosis Chaos Turbo as my main meta deck for Goat format, together with Reasoning Gate Turbo, but I'm gonna show this one today. Swedish Goat format is pretty much exclusively Goat Control. There are some other decks, but a lot of people play Goat Control. Some people play Reasoning Gate Combo, and some people play Anti-Meta Warriors. However, Goat Control is the most prevalent one, and actually Goat Control with Thunder Dragon is pretty popular. However, Chaos Turbo has definitely made a splash in the community, but most people play old school sort of Chaos Turbo with meta and stuff like that. But I've decided to use the new Chaos Turbo decks instead and play them. So let me show you. Alright, so the deck I play is of course Chaos Turbo. So to start off, we have the Chaos Monsters. We play 1 BLS and 3 Chaos Orcs. I apologize for the rarities. This used to be max rarity. No, it's not. And basically I've been trying to max rarity in my Reasoning Gate Turbo instead of my Chaos Turbo. But yeah, we play 3 BLS, or 1 BLS and 3 Sork. Sork is sort of, I mean, the Chaos Monsters are your main win condition in this deck, together with some of the trap cards that you play. And I would say that these are really, you have to play them at 3, because some people say they brick, but you play so many discard cards that if they brick in your hand, you can still get them to the grave and do stuff with them. So they're almost never really true bricks anymore, like they were in the old style Chaos Turbo, where you didn't play as many discard cards. So yeah, I play 3 now, and 1 BLS, of course. And then we play 3 Thunder Dragon. I mean, the failure to find mechanic is really strong in Go format, so this is really nice. And then for Low Force, we play Wendekoichi. You could bump this up to 2. I decided to play 1. 2 Spy. I play 2, but I probably will be switching this to 3 sooner rather than later, because this card is amazing. It walls Anti-Meta Warriors if they don't, unless they play Shane, Blacksmith Chain, which isn't really that usual anymore. They usually play other trap cards instead. And I mean, usually they have to dedicate stuff to get over this. So yeah, this is really good. It walls almost all decks in the format, so this is really nice. And then of course 1 Dekoichi. Those are our flipped Level Force. Then we have 1 Breaker. The other new style Chaos Turbos don't play Breaker, but I think he's just too good, especially if you're facing something like a Pac-Man deck or whatever. It can be really nice. Also for Snatch Steal, things like that. And then 2 Tomato. I opted to go for 2 instead of 3. I think 2 is more or less the correct ratio, simply because there are a lot of stuff you want to summon, or there's some stuff you want to summon, but there isn't an amazing amount of them, so just 2 is enough, I think. Doing 1 Sangan. So it's Sangan. It's just really good. Night Assailant. If you play these correctly, they are incredibly strong. Like, you can set 1, blow something up, and then set up, you know, the Night Assailant loop with that, or you can just have 1 discarded to bring something back, of course. And then we're playing 3 Moth. Now, okay, first of all, sorry for this rarity. I used to use this CPO2 Moth, but I have now cased it in a 1-touch case, so therefore I don't want to use it. So I'm probably just going to replace it with another Duzo one, but I play 3. And some people are, and a lot of people before have been like, oh, if you get Nobleman, you lose so many lights. And while that is true, if you lose these, you lose potentially 2 cards in the deck. That thins your deck, and well, it allows you to get into your Chaos stuff quicker. So it just allows you to sort of get there even faster. So I don't think it's that bad playing 3. And of course you really want that consistency. You want to be able to get to this as soon as possible. So I play 3 simply because I while knock is annoying, it's not as bad as people say, because you can turbo through your deck even quicker. And then for our last monster, one Sinister Serpent. I play no jars. You could play, some people play Morphing Jar, of course, in this deck, in the old school versions, and some people will play Cyber Jar in the new one. I don't think they're that great. They are way too chaotic, you know, pun intended, sort of, but they are unreliable. And that's a problem. You really want to be able to rely on your cards to do things consistently, and they are just too chaotic for their own good, really. And then, of course, Trinity, Pot, Delinquent, and Graceful. Let's play those. Play a card destruction, because it's Chaos Turbo. This is good. You can just like shotgun this on your opponent, or yourself to get play started. One Heavy Storm, and then 2 knock. Supers, of course. Then we'll play 1 Snatch Steal, but no Prem. So the reason is that you have, if you have a Chaos Monster in the grave, like the only thing you'd want to revive ever with the Prem is like a Chaos Monster. And if you're reviving a Chaos Monster, it's like you can just banish instead to get another one out. So usually I don't see the use for Prem in this deck as much as I would, for example, maybe Reasoning Gate Turbo, where it's almost mandatory, or something like Go Control, where it can bring back a Parshath and stuff. I think that this is all you need. You don't play Prem. And then MST, because MST is MST. Then I play 2 Book. You could play 3, but it's just a neg 1, which is like the reason I sort of don't like it. But I mean, it's utility. It can get you stuff. I used to play Desert Sunlight before, whatever it's called, to switch all to defense. But I just decided to play this instead because it's safer. Plus, then your Chaos Monsters can't get outed by something like Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke or whatever it's called. So yeah, I just play 2 of those. Then we get into trap lineups. We have the best trap in the game, Ring of Destruction. And then we play these 3. So these are 2 Raigeki Break and a Phoenix Wing Blast. So this is really the development in the deck that has gone forward. The reason is that Raigeki Break and Phoenix Wing Blast are always reactive to basically everything, whereas something like Torrential Tribute or I don't know, Sakuretsu Armor specifically, are essentially, they sort of do the same thing, like specifically Sakuretsu, they do the same thing but under worse conditions, and yes, you have to discard one, but if you discard one, like, that doesn't really matter in this deck. You sort of have a lot of discard fodder, so for this, this is pretty good. I would consider bumping these up to 3. Right now I'm playing 2 and 1 of this, since the spins instead, which can be useful every now and then. But, yeah, I don't know. This is like, these are really good. So yeah, I might bump this up to 3, but right now I'm not. But these are especially a core part of the strategy. I mean, this can like blow up so many stuff. Like you can use it to get back row monsters, set monsters, face-up monster, like anything, which is why they're so good. And then I play 1 Mirror Force. I am still playing Mirror Force. I might cut this, but right now I'm not. I want to hold it because if you face aggro decks, it can be pretty useful to bait on negates in worst case scenario or whatever. And then we have Compulse. So Compulse just bounces. Really good card. Has a lot of utility. You could replace this with something like a Solemn if you want to, but I decided to just play a Compulse. Then we'll play a Yora Greed, because it's excellent for baiting. It's sort of new age goat stuff. Pretty cool card. And then 2 Trap Dust Shoot, because it's Trap Dust Shoot, and Trap Dust Shoot is Trap Dust Shoot. It's an insane card. This thing is crazy. So yeah, that's the deck. Thank you to Jinzo&Tonic for giving me this opportunity to show my Chaos Turbo deck. And yeah, shoutouts from the Swedish Go community. Have a good one. Peace.